Welcome back to our channel. My name is Teacher Smith and today we are going to do a very interesting topic. The name of the topic is Venn diagram. But what is a Venn diagram? Let's try to understand using an example question. So here the question is, there are two types of books on the bookshelf, story books and the comic books. 17 people bought only story books and 19 people bought comic books and 5 of them bought both. How many people bought both books in total? So here let's try to understand the question. Here there are two types of books, story books and comic books. Now for both the books, the number of users, that is the people, is given to us. So the question is asking us to find out the total. So should I just add 17 plus 19 plus 5 and that's the final answer? Is it like this? There is a problem because the 5 that the question says is for both of them. So if I just simply add them up, this means I am adding the both people again and again. So how to think about this question? Let's try to understand. Now to solve such type of questions, whenever there is both, this means both represents one for story, one for comic and one overlapping part. So whenever there is an overlap, we try to draw a diagram. But what is the diagram about? Let's have a look. Let's say there are two types of students. One type of the student is students who believe in dragons and the other type is students who believe in unicorn. Now they are standing in a classroom. Now it's very difficult to count the number of students who believe in dragons and also unicorns. So what I do is, being a teacher, I ask them to stand in groups. Students who believe in dragon make a circle and students who believe in unicorn form another circle. Now this looks something like this. Now they will form two circles and these two circles I can easily tell. Here this is a circle for students believing in unicorn and this is for dragon. But what if there is a student who is believing in both of them? Where should I place this student? Now you might think, okay, you can place him in the middle, but he is not belonging in any of the circle, which means now he has to stretch his legs. One leg on the group of dragons, one leg on the group of unicorns and stand like this. Do you think it's simple to put everyone in the middle? No, there can be many students and putting everyone in the middle is putting them in trouble. So what we should do? Now there are two circles that are separate, that is the problem. So what we can do? Perfect, we can place the circles closer, which looks something like this. Now here when the circles are closer, the person can stand easily. And this part, when I combine the circle to a part, this is called as the overlapping of the circles. And because of this overlap, it becomes very easy to identify the students. So let's just say, what if I say this is the students believing in unicorn and this is for dragon. And now let's try to use real numbers to understand the question. The real number looks like people believing in unicorn is 14 and people believing in dragon is 10 and there is people believing in both, let's say, is 3. Now I have to find out what is the total number of students here. So let's just check here. In order to find out the total number of students that are present here, for unicorn it's 14. So here I'll mark 14. And for dragons it is 10. So here let's say I mark it 10. And how about students who believe in both? Where I should mark them? Perfect. I can mark them in the middle, that is this part. This is nothing but 3. Now to calculate the total number of students, is it 14 plus 10 plus 3? Is it possible? Let's just check. What happens when I calculate this 14? What does this 14 represent? The 14 represents the total number of students here for the unicorn. But in this total region, there are how many parts? How many different colors are there? Oh, we can see 1 and 2. Now when I add with the dragon, that is the 10. This is the number of dragons that are present. But when I add this part, how many parts that I am actually adding? Oh, we can see there are two different colors. This means it's this part plus this part, that is 10. So here this simply means 14 plus 10 will give me the answer, that is 24. But this 24 has a problem. Can anyone spot where is the problem? Oh, we can observe this 3. This 3 has been counted how many times? Oh, it's been counted 2 times. Do we need 2 tick marks? No, we need to calculate the total number of students. This means this part plus this part plus this part. This means every tick I need 1 time. I don't need 2. So what if I erase this tick mark? Erasing the tick mark means erasing how many students? Perfect, just 3 students. So here from 24 I remove 3, which is nothing but 24 minus 3, 21, and that's how we can get the answer. So here, in order to find out the total number of students, we can add both the groups and then we can remove the overlap part. Let's try to understand. See here, this 24, how did we get this 24? We added the number, that is the sum of the numbers. So here this 24 is the sum. How about this 3? What does this 3 represents? Oh, the 3 simply represents for both. Both means it's the overlapping part. So here we can write down overlap. And what does this 21 represents? Yeah, the 21 is the total number of students that are present actually. So here this is total. So what we can understand, if I have sum, I can remove the overlap. From sum, I can remove the overlap and I can easily find out what is the total. So here we can add the sum of the groups and then can remove the overlapping part in order to get the answer. So here, understanding this, let's try to summarize. So here, whenever there is a both or overlap, what type of diagram I should draw? Perfect, the Venn diagram. And in Venn diagram, to calculate the total, what we should do first? Yeah, we should add the groups, that is the sum of the groups. And from sum, what do we remove? The overlap part. So here, if we need to find the total, we can take sum minus the overlap. Now understanding this, let's go back to our question. In our question also, here there is 17. Now this 17 is for storybooks. Also there is 19. This 19 is for comic books. So there are two values, that is 17 and there is this 19. Also there is a 5 that represents for both. And whenever the question says both, what we should draw? Perfect, we should draw the Venn diagram. So here let's say I draw the Venn diagram. Now one circle you can see is bigger, one is smaller. Because you can see the numbers here, 17 and 19. They are different number, one is bigger, one is smaller. So here that is the reason why I made two different circles. Now let's just fill in the values present. Now for the bigger circle, the question says it's 19. 19 is for comic. So here comic I will write down. Comic I will write down 19. Also there is storybook. So here for story I will write down 17. Now these are the two groups that we know along with the overlap part, that is 5. Now how to calculate the total, what we should do first? Yes, first find out the sum. So here to find out the sum, that is nothing but 17 plus 19. And if I add both these numbers, what is the answer? Perfect, 36. And from the sum, what do we remove? Yeah, we need to remove the overlap part because how many times it's counted? 2 times. So 36 minus 5. And if we remove, what is the answer? 31. So here that gives us the final answer, that is the total. So class, what we can understand today? Today we saw questions that has repetition, that is the both part. So whenever there is a overlap, we can find out the total by taking the sum and removing the overlapping part because it's counted twice. Now if you have understood this question very well, I have a bonus for you. This question. Now you can try the question and let me know the answers in the comment box. Or if you have any doubts related to this question or any other question, you can scan this QR code to ask me for doubts. Or you are interested to join the activities by us, you can scan the QR code and join the group here. So scan and join and let me know. So for now, I'm Teacher Smith signing off right now, but I'll see you in the